Okay, friends, so today we are here to start learning about ways to stay safe. So first, can you tell me, what is a word that means the opposite of safe? Yes, ma'am, what's a word that means the opposite of safe?
You have to only cross the road if the sign says go.
Okay, that's one of our rules, and we're going to get to that. But tell me a word, one word, that means the opposite of safe. Yes, ma'am. You want to help her? Go ahead. Dangerous. Okay, that's a great word. That means the opposite of safe. So we're going to play a little game where we decide, is this safe or is this dangerous? I'm going to read you a little scenario, and you're going to give me a thumbs up if you think it's safe, a thumbs down if you think it's dangerous. Here we go. All right, playing in a pool by yourself with no adults around. Safe, dangerous. Oh, perfect. I see everybody's thumbs down. That's exactly right. So how can we make that situation safe? Because right now it's not. What can we change? What can we change to make it safe?
With adult.
Perfect. Just have an adult watching you. And that's one of our safety rules that we'll get to in just a second. Yes. Okay, let's try this one. Using a knife with your dad's help to cut up an orange. Safe or dangerous? Using a knife to cut up an orange with your dad's help. Okay, I see most thumbs up. Now this one may have been a little bit confusing because many of you probably don't use knives, and that's great. But if you are going to use a sharp tool, the rule says you have to have help from a grown-up. So this one was actually safe. All right, try this one. Riding a bike without a helmet. Riding a bike without a helmet. Safe, unsafe? Okay. All right, I see lots of thumbs down. That is correct. Okay, so did you know it's actually the law that when you are riding a bike, you have to wear a helmet? It's the law. So I know some people may not, but I want you to think about that today. It's very important that you wear a helmet when you ride a bike. Now, what is in here that is so important that you need to protect it with a helmet? What is it?
Your brain.
Your brain. And your brain controls your whole body. So if something happens to that brain, you're in trouble. So the law and the rule says that you need to wear a helmet when you ride a bike. All right, what about this one? Riding with a seatbelt in the back seat of your mom's car. Wearing a seatbelt in the back seat of your mom's car. Safe or unsafe? Okay, awesome. All thumbs up. Here's the rule. Always, and this is the law too, when you're riding in the car, you always have to wear what? The seatbelt. And did you know the back seat of the car is the safest place to be? Okay, so back seat, wearing a seatbelt. All right, last one. Petting a strange dog at the park. Petting a strange dog at the park. Safe or dangerous?
Dangerous.
Okay, I think we can all agree on that. So you can't just walk up to a dog that you don't know and pet the dog. How can we make this safe? What could you do to make it a safe situation? Yes, ma'am.
By asking.
Okay, all you have to do is ask. All you have to do is say, hey, can I please pet your dog? Or, hey, Mom, can we go ask him if we can pet the dog? See, if you ask me that, my dog is 14 years old. He is super old, and because he's super old, when you pet him, sometimes it hurts his body. So, if you asked me if you could pet my dog, I would say no, because he might bite you. So it's always important that you ask first before you pet a dog. Okay, so you guys just did a little bit of this whenever you were thinking about those situations. Up here on the board, we've got our 3 ways to stay safe. 3 ways to stay safe. You may recognize these from last year if you did second step last year. So everybody, I want you to point to your brain. Everybody point to your brain and say, recognize.
Recognize.
Okay, that's the first step in staying safe. And it just means you think, is this safe? What's the rule? Okay? All right, the next one, I'm going to skip down a little bit. The next one, you go like this. Everybody go like this. And say, refuse.
Refuse.
Refuse, yeah. So refuse just means say words that mean no. So if you know something is not safe, you're going to say, no, I'm not doing that. So that's refuse. All right, and here's the last one. Everybody take your hands and go like this and say, report.
Report.
Excellent. So reporting is the most important step in the ways to stay safe, and reporting just means tell an adult. So whatever the unsafe thing is, you report it to an adult. So recognize, refuse, report. Do that with me. Recognize, refuse, report. Those are our 3 ways to stay safe. All right, in just a minute, I'm going to tell you a story, and we're going to use those ways to stay safe. But first, I want to review our safety rules from last year. You may remember them as the 8 never nevers.
Yep.
The 8 never nevers. Okay, so, oh, eyes up here. Okay, so the first rule, and this one is probably the scariest one to me, it says never touch a what?
Gun.
Never touch guns. Good. This one is never play with?
Fire.
Never play with fire. Oh, we kind of talked about this one. Never ride on wheels without wearing a helmet. Good. All right. Never go in water without an older person watching. Never use a sharp tool without an older person's help. All right. Never ride in a car without wearing a what? What is this?
Seatbelt.
Seatbelt, okay. Never touch a dog without doing what first? Asking the person in charge. All right, and here's the last one. Never cross the street without checking all ways for traffic. So look left, look right, look left again. I'm going to add to that, I think that you should probably ask an adult first before you cross the street too, and have an adult cross with you. So I'm adding a little bit of Miss Snook's rule to that rule. Okay, so those are our 8 never nevers, and we have that fun song that I want to play for you to review. So if you want to stand up and move around, it makes me want to move. So everybody, here is the 8 never nevers.
There are 8 these things you never do. 8 it's the mold are tried and true. There are 8 these things you never do. 8 it's the mold are tried and true. The first thing you do, now never skip this rule. Always ask a grown-up first to make sure things are cool. Your grown-ups will protect you and make sure things are good. They're there for you to keep you safe. Understood? 1, never, touch a gun. 2, never, no way. Play with fire. 3, never, go on wheels without a helmet. 4, never dive right in. Ask before you get wet.
These rules can keep you safe.
There are 8 these things you never do. 8 it's the mold are tried and true. There are 8 these things you never do. 8 it's the mold are tried and true.
All right, but what about sharp tools or petting dogs?
Number 5, use sharp tools alone. Number 6, without asking your grown-up. 7, both ways before you cross the street. 8, unless you're buckled up. Oh, nice and neat. There are 8 these things you never do. 8 it's the mold are tried and true. There are 8 these things you never do. 8 it's the mold are tried and true.
Awesome, friends. All right, find your seats again. Hopefully you got some of your wiggles out with those 8 never nevers. All right, so now, like I said, I have a story to share with you. Okay. All right, so make sure you can see. You can move a little bit. Okay, so this is a story about Matt, and this is Matt. He thought it would be cool to bring his dad's gun to school to show his friends. He's asking his friend Ray if he wants to hold the gun. All right, everybody point to your brain, because now we have to recognize, is this safe?
No.
No. Okay, so we definitely recognize that in our first step, it is not safe. Let's see if Ray recognizes. Ray also recognizes that it's dangerous to touch guns. He remembers the never, never rule about guns. Never touch guns. But he's also a little curious because he's never seen a real gun before. Okay. So he's a little curious. He kind of wants to see it. He knows it's not safe. All right, what is the next step and the next thing that he should probably do? What is this one? Refuse. Yes, I hope he does. Do you think he will? You don't think so? Let's see what he does. Ray decides to be assertive and refuse to break the never, never rule. He faces Matt and in a strong, respectful voice says, "No, that's not safe. The rule is never touch guns." Matt is a little surprised. He thought Ray would be excited to hold the gun. "But it's a real gun," he says. "I guess I'll just find someone else who will think it's cool." Matt walks off to find someone else to show the gun to. Ray is worried someone might get hurt. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All right, so we recognize it's not safe. Ray did the right thing and he refused. But what is the very last thing that he's going to need to do? What is it? Everybody go like this. What is it? Report. Yes. Okay. So, I hope he tells somebody. Let's see. Ray goes and tells the playground supervisor Matt has a gun in his backpack that he's going to show to other students. He tells him he refused to touch the gun. The playground supervisor thanks him for telling him and says, "You followed the rule to never touch guns. I am going to take the gun away from Matt right away so everyone is safe. It's never okay to bring a weapon to school."
Yeah.
Woo! Is the situation safe now?
Yeah.
Woo, I feel so much better. Guns make me so, so nervous. All right, well, you guys did an excellent job with our 3 ways to stay safe. Let's see if we can use these rules again with some more possibly unsafe situations. Let me put them back up here so we can see them. Okay, let's try this one. We're going to pretend a little bit. You ready? We're going to pretend that something is happening, and we're going to kind of walk through it together and decide, is it safe, and then what should we do? All right, here's the first one. Your brother wants you to help him set fire to a pile of newspaper with some matches he found. Woo! No. Oh, you guys are already refusing. I like it. What's the rule about fire? Never play with fire. Okay, perfect. So we recognize that's not safe. We have to refuse our brother. And then what is the last and most important step? Yes. What if you don't report in this situation? What could happen?
Your brother could die.
Okay, it could be really bad. Fire is really dangerous. So yes, there could potentially be a fire and somebody could get hurt. Okay, good job. Let's try this one. Okay, the boy next door got a new dog and he wants you to pet it. What do you think?
Refuse.
Oh, I hear some people refusing. Okay, remind me, what is the rule? Raise your hand if you can tell me, what is the rule about dogs that you don't know? What's the rule about dogs you don't know?
Never touch them.
Don't pet them unless you do what first?
Ask.
Ask first. Okay, so the boy next door, he's saying, it's okay, go ahead, you can pet him. Is that okay? No. We're going to have to refuse. Good, I like that I see you guys going like this. And then we have to ask, right? So it's not necessarily reporting in this situation. We just need to go say, hey, can I pet the dog? To a grown-up that's in charge. Good job. All right, let's try one more. Your uncle wants to take you for a quick drive. His car doesn't have seat belts that work. Point to your brain. Let's think. Oh, is it safe? Is it safe?
No.
Okay, remind me. Raise your hand if you can remind me. What is the rule about riding in cars? What is the main rule about riding in cars?
Put on your seatbelt.
Always wear a seatbelt when you're riding in a car. Well, this car doesn't have seatbelts. So what do we have to do? Refuse. Now, everybody look at me. Do you think it's going to be as easy to refuse when your uncle is telling you to do it as it is if a friend is telling you to do it. He's a grown-up. Do you think that's going to be easy?
No.
No. Sometimes a grown-up might ask you to do something that's not safe. Do you still have to refuse?
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes, we have to refuse when we know it's not safe. Okay, so we're going to tell him, we're going to say, Uncle Bob, that's not safe. I have to have a seatbelt. And then, what's the last step? Report. Yeah. You're probably going to need to tell your mom, hey, Uncle Bob wanted me to ride in the back seat of the car with no seatbelt, and I didn't feel comfortable with that. And then she can kind of help work through that. Once you tell the adult can fix the problem. That's why the report part is so, so, so important. All right, well, you guys are amazing. Today you learned the 3 ways to stay safe. Do them with me again. Everybody point to your brain and say, recognize,
Recognize.
refuse,
Refuse.
report.
Report.
Excellent. And we also reviewed our 8 never nevers. So next month, when I come back, we'll add another piece to our safety rules. Thank you guys for being awesome.